Hello students, myself Shanghamitra. Today's topic, fourth chapter from Vista's book that named The Enemy. Today I am going to describe this story. This story has been written by Pearl S. Buck. Full name is Pearl Seidenstricker Buck, and she was called by her Chinese name Sai Zhenzu. She was a well-known author, American author. She wrote multiple books and short stories throughout her lifetime, many of which focused on her experiences in China. She was also a strong advocate of women's rights and civil rights and was dedicated to supporting the welfare of Asian children. She was born in the year 1892 and she was died in the year 1973. For her notable works, she got by these awards, that is Pulitzer Prize and Nobel Prize also. She was born into a family of missionaries on June 26th in that year 1892 and in the West Virginia, and soon after her birth her parents returned to Zhenjiang, China. Brought up that had been occurred in China, and she was born in West Virginia, that is existed in America, where in China they were working as Southern Presbyterian missionaries. As missionaries, Buck's parents did not have a great deal of money. Her family, which included 6 brothers and sisters, was too much poor and often lived in old, dilapidated houses. Growing up in China, Buck gained a great appreciation for Chinese people and their culture. She was raised to be bilingual, tutored in both English and Chinese. Let us discuss some major and minor characters are in this story. First, major character. Among these major characters, first one is Dr. Sadao Hoki, who is the protagonist in the story and who represents Japan, and he was a great patriot. He was a Japanese doctor by profession and his education has been completed in America. Then Hana, wife of Dr. Sadao, who was also a patriot. They met in America and became friends, and after that they got married in Japan. Then third, Tom, an American prisoner of war, a soldier of US Navy, who represents here an American. America was the enemy of Japan. Next, the old general, who was a Sikh Japanese army general, needed an operation trusted only Dr. Sadao. And then Yumi, Hana's maidservant. These are some major characters. Next, I will discuss some minor characters. First one, Sadao's father, who was much concerned about his son's education, a great patriot. Then, an officer, a messenger of the general. Next, gardener, an old gardener in the house of Dr. Sadao, who worked in the garden of Dr. Sadao. After that, the last one, the cook, who was an old cook in the house of Dr. Sadao. These are the characters of this story. Let us discuss the introduction, theme, and message of this story. This story highlights how Dr. Sadao, who was a Japanese doctor, saves the life of Tom, who was an American prisoner of war. Tom has escaped from the Japanese jail and rises above. Dr. Sadao rises above narrow national prejudices, that means narrow boundaries of patriotism. He risks his honor, career, position, and life by sheltering him, a war prisoner of the enemy camp, and saving his life. At the end, you will see he saved Tom's life, though he was the enemy of Japan. And the author has beautifully portrayed this conflict that happened in the doctor's mind as a private individual. Private individual means he was a doctor, he had some ethics as a doctor. So how he will maintain as a doctor, maintain this ethics as a doctor, and as a citizen with a sense of national loyalty. And as a citizen, he had loyalty. He loves his country, and how he will well maintain. So let us discuss in this story. This story actually takes place on a coastal town of Japan in the year 1941 when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, a war going on between America and Japan. Both are enemy. Japanese were hostile to the Americans and ready to kill any American found in their soil. The theme, the enemy gives the deep message to us that humanism transcends all man-made prejudices and barriers. And Dr. Sadao upholds the ethics of medical profession in treating an enemy. The story is a great lesson of peace, love, sympathy, fellow feeling, and humanism. Humanism is a major factor in this story. It is highlighted. It is majorly highlighted also. How Dr. Sadao, though he was the enemy of America, but he saved his enemy's life, and here he just gave a priority on humanism. As a human, he did this work, though because he was a doctor. Doctor's activities is always to save anyone's life. Though he was enemy, that is not matter. Enemy, friend, that is not matter. At first, he was a human being. That is the ethics of every doctor. So Dr. Sadao here, he has done his activity as a doctor. Now discussing the summary of this story. Dr. Sadao's house was built on the Japanese coast. It was set upon rocks above a narrow beach, surrounded by pine trees. Sadao's father was very serious and traditional man. He never joked or played with him. He had a deep concern for his son's education. So Sadao had been sent to America at 22 to learn all that could be learned of surgery and medicine there. He returned at 30. He became famous not only as a surgeon but as a scientist also. It was the time of the World War. Japan was at war with America. Dr. Sadao had not been sent abroad with the troops. The old general was under medical treatment and he might need an operation. So Dr. Sadao was being kept in Japan. Dr. Sadao had met Hana in America, but he had waited until he was sure that she was Japanese before deciding to marry her. His father would never have approved of her otherwise. Sadao met her at an American professor's house. They came home to Japan. Their marriage had been arranged in the old Japanese way according to his father's wishes. They were a happy couple. One night, Sadao and Hana were enjoying the view of the sea from their veranda. At this moment, both of them saw something black come out of the mist. It was a man. He staggered a few steps. Then the curled mist hit him again. Hana and Sadao leaned over the railing of the veranda. They saw a man crawling on his hands and knees. Then he fell down on his face and lay there. He was wounded and lay motionless on the sand. He was a white man. On the right side of his lower back, Sadao saw that a gun would have reopened. He was bleeding. He had packed the wound with the sea moss. The man cried but didn't wake up. They read the faint letters on his cap, US Navy. The American was a prisoner of war. Sadao knew that giving shelter to the enemy would get them into trouble. He was torn between his moral duty as a doctor, which urged him to save the dying man, and his national duty, which required handing him over to the army as a patriot. Both Hannah and Sadao finally decided to take the man home. As he was in need of urgent medical attention, they decided that they should tell the servants also. The servants were frightened at what their master had just told them. They thought that their master should not heal the wound of that white man. Even Yumi refused to wash a white man and returned to her work. Hannah herself washed Tom's breast and face with steaming hot water carefully. Now her anger was ebbing. Sada was ready to operate. He was completely absorbed in his work. He told Hannah that she would need to give anesthetic to the man. The bullet was still there. He had already lost much blood. Hannah couldn't bear the sight and ran out of the room. She had never seen an operation. Sada went on with his work, but she came with a bottle and some cotton in her hand out. Then, with a very clean and precise incision, the bullet was taken out. The man quivered, but was still unconscious. He only muttered a few words in English. Sadao declared that the man would live in spite of his sufferings. The young man woke up. He was too weak. His blue eyes were terrified when he thought where he was. Hannah consoled him not to be afraid. She comforted him that he would soon be strong. On the third day, Dr. Sadao examined the wound. Tom asked what they were going to do with him. He looked barely 17. For a moment, Sadao didn't answer. Tom was a prisoner of war and should have been handed over to the police. The servant felt that they could not stay if Sadao hid that white man any more in the house. People would think that they liked Americans. The servants grew daily more and more watchful. Sadao wanted the prisoner to get up on his feet. He should practice it every day till he gained strength. The man thanked the doctor for having saved his life. The doctor cautioned him not to thank him so early. The last stitches had been pulled out. The young man would be all right within a fortnight. On the seventh day, the servants left together. On the same day, a messenger in official uniform came to Sadao's house. He asked Dr. Sadao to come to the palace at once, as the old general was in pain. Hannah breathed a sigh of relief. When Sadao came to say goodbye, she relieved her fear. She had thought that they had come to arrest him. Sadao promised to get rid of that man for her sake. Sadao told the whole episode to the general. The general knew that Sadao was indispensable to him. He never trusted other Japanese surgeons. The general promised Sadao that nothing would happen to him. The general then planned to get the American sailor assassinated. He told Sadao that his private assassins were very competent and would also remove the dead body. Sadao thought that his plan would be the best for his family. After that meeting, Sadao spent 3 restless nights waiting for the assassins, but they didn't come. Finally, the torture became too much for him to bear. He planned to get rid of the enemy himself. The next morning, he went to the guest room. He thought of putting his boat on the shore that night with food and extra clothing in it. The American might be able to row to that little island not far from the coast. Nobody lived on that island. He gave all the necessary instructions to Tom and also gave him his own flashlight. He told Tom that he should flash the light 2 times if he needed something, once if everything was fine. He must do this only when the sun had dropped under the horizon. He added that Tom could find many fish to eat, but he should eat them raw, lest the fire would be seen. Even Hannah didn't know about this plan. Sadao had told Tom to wait for a Korean ship. Sadao went to the general and informed him that the American had escaped. The general informed Sadao that he forgot about the prisoner as he was unwell. He told Sadao not to leak this information to anybody. Sadao got his reward. He didn't receive any signal. No one was on the island. The prisoner had gone safely. Sadao remembered that he had great difficulty in finding a place to live in America because he was a Japanese. The Americans were full of prejudices. The white people were repulsive. It was a relief to be openly at war with them at last. Then he remembered the haggard face of the prisoner, white and repulsive. Strange, he thought. I wonder why I couldn't kill him. In that way, Dr. Sadao saved that prisoner, the enemy of Japan, and though he was a Japanese, he didn't follow. He loved his country. Though he loved countries, but he didn't follow all the difficulties, prejudices, boundaries as a patriotic person. But he saved that persons in this way. He maintained his ethics and as a doctor, and here humanity won among all the things. Humanity reached beyond all the prejudices, all the things. So love, sympathy, humanity, these are highlighted through this story.